Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to share how to pull all your investment out of every property you invest in. It's very important for you to be able to pull your money so you can recycle it and use it to buy another investment property. Because when I started, I didn't have lots of money. So obviously I had to use this strategy efficiently, most importantly, very stringently to ensure that I'm able to pull all my investment out so I can move it to buy more investment properties. So what I'm going to do in this video basically is to share that exact step I used, including the calculations, how you can work back before you can put an offer, to understand whether the strategy you want to implement would actually work with the property that you are buying. Because let's face it, we sometimes don't have enough money to start our investment journey, but with the little we have to use it efficiently to ensure that we're able to pull all of it back to be able to invest in another property. So again, as I said, this is exactly what I'm going to share with you. But before we get going, before we get to the calculations, I would like to tell you what sort of investment properties that you need to buy that fits this criteria, especially with now property prices are rocket high. So it's very important for you to understand what really sort of properties you need to buy to allow you to be able to recycle your money out and then buy another investment properties, because the prices are so high at the moment. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you, because people have been asking me this, so I thought probably it's best to do a video so you can see exactly how I do it. And then after I've told you what sort of properties we need to buy, we can jump onto the computer where I will show you exactly how you calculate the figures before you actually even put an offer for those properties. So again, before we get going, if you liked any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these amazing tutorial videos. So let's get to it. Basically, before you think about investment, you need to understand first whether you're able to pull all your investment out or all your money out in the property that you're actually buying. Okay, you need to know that before you actually even approach the vendors or before you actually even try to buy that property, because you want to know that whether you're able to pull that money out. So one thing we need to do basically is very important. We do this is it's important we buy the properties at discount. You know, when we buy a property at a discount, we are making money from day one. Meaning we're not really buying at the market price. Suppose the property is worth 100,000 and we're able to buy 90,000 or 80,000 pounds. We've already started making big money on that basis, because obviously we would have actually got it at a discount. Very important, buy it. I've been saying this every single video almost, that we need to be buying properties at discount. If we don't buy it at discount, we'll not be making money. We won't be able to pull some of our investment out. So also, it's important we look for properties that we can add value to. Properties that has problems. For example, maybe it has subsidence, or it requires heavy refurbishment, or there's just a problem in it. It doesn't have to be massive problem, by the way. It just has to be a problem, because when it's a problem, we can go out there as property investors and try to solve that problem and at the same time add value to the property itself. So very important for us to be looking for properties with problems. Don't go for properties that everybody wants, basically. If you go for properties already done up or minor repair and maintenance, obviously lots of competition there, which drives the property price up, and then obviously you struggle to close deals. So we usually get properties that are really vendors are really worried whether it would sell or not. So we go out there and then obviously take the property off them. And again, recently I just helped one of my students close the deal that way. The property's been on the market for a very long time. Everybody's worried, don't know what to do with the properties. So I went there, negotiated a discount, got that property, and now we're doing absolutely amazing work in that properties. Again, these are the sort of thing you need to look for, problem properties. And again, if this video is making sense, don't forget to share with friends and family, or family and friends, however you call it, because it's very important for us to share the knowledge and experience you are gaining right now. And also, it also helped the algorithm for my YouTube channel, and then push my videos at the top of the rankings. I would really appreciate if you could like and share this video. So the third thing you need to think about also, if you want to be pulling all your investment out in the property that you're buying, you need to, as I said previously, it's important we buy dilapidated building, rundown properties that probably has not been occupied for maybe 5, 10, 15 years. So again, that way then you'll be able to go in there, add value, add significant value. Sometimes you can even change the use of the property, which would then allow you to actually recycle all your money back. And again, the fourth thing you need to think about also, look for properties that you can potentially convert into another use. As I've just said, you could either be converting it into a HMO property, for example, converting it into flat, doing it from a 2-bed into a 3-bed, or from a 4-bed into a 5-bed. However way you want to do, you need to be thinking about that. And also maybe looking for a property that has spare land at the end where you can extend the property, right? Either by having a loft conversion, or having a conservatory, because you're adding these values to these properties, especially now when the property prices are so high. If you don't add these sort of values, you really struggle to be able to recycle all your money out. 10-20 years ago was a fantastic way to do it. Changing the kitchen, having a new bathroom would allow you to pull all the investment out. But now with the current market, you have to go a bit bigger for you to be able to pull your investment out. So very important for you to look for these opportunities. If there's a spare land, brilliant, you can extend it. Or if there's a garage that's not been used, again, you may have an opportunity to have an extension above that garage. So again, these are the sort of thing we need to look for basically before we could actually to be able to recycle all of our investment from one property deal. So if you've been doing these sort of things and you're looking for things like this, you will be able, in 90% of the time, you will be able to recycle all your money out and make and use that money to go and invest in another property. So again, these are the sort of thing you need to be thinking of before you actually go out there and buy these properties. So now what I want us to do basically is to jump on the computer now, so I can show you how we can calculate the figures, how we can look at the property and analysis to ensure that we are able to recycle all of our money and then use it for another investment. Let's jump on the computer. So in this example, we're assuming that we went to the north of England, right? And we are able to actually purchase a property, a 2-bedroom property that is worth probably £100,000. Suppose it was £100,000. We were able to negotiate and get that property at £80,000. So with this two-bedroom terrace house, we have an opportunity to convert it into 3-bedroom terrace house, because we've seen there's a double reception and the rooms upstairs are massive. They are all Victorian room size kind of, and the bathroom is also massive, and there's a little place that nobody's using, like a storage. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up the property, use that little storage or whatever amount of space is left over, nick a little bit from the biggest room, and then we use that room as a bedroom. So we're converting this house from a 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom house. So how does this work? Assuming we bought the property, assuming the property worth £100,000 and we are buying it at £80,000, this is what we do. We're going to work out the figures like this. So the property, if we're buying it at £80,000, that is basically we are having it at 20% below market value. That then tells us we're buying the property at £80,000. So now, assuming that we're going to put down deposit and legal to actually buy the property, deposit is the 25% you put down to buy the property. As an investment property or buy to let property, you'd have to have £25,000 to put down to allow the bank to lend you the 75%. So in this example, we're just going to say it's 25%. We're going to add an extra 5% in it, just to include our legal cost as well. It may not be that much, but to round the figures up and get this example to make sense to you, so we're going to round that down value. Instead of 25%, we do 30%. This would include the 5% legal cost, okay? So what we then do, we do the 80,000 times 30%. That then gives us £24,000. £24,000 basically is the 25% plus the legal fee we would have paid. So 25% of 80,000 would have been 20,000. So the 4,000 would be legal costs and all that sort of thing that may involve in buying the property. Okay, so again, so let's assume stamp duty also for the property that we're buying for, it's at 3%. So what we now do, basically, we're gonna say, okay, equals to now we're gonna say 80,000 times the 3% stamp duty. So any property that you buy in the UK, you have to pay stamp duty on it. In Wales, it's called transaction tax, basically. So basically you have to pay that. That money goes to the government, not to yourselves. Okay, so the second expense or investment we need to do basically is to borrow the 75% of the 80,000, which is 60,000, right? We need to borrow that money from a bridging loan company. What is a bridging loan? A bridging loan is a short-term loan that you can borrow from a private company that allows you to bridge, to buy the property, do the works, and then remortgage it to a normal standard buy-to-let mortgage. So it's a short-term loan. As you'd imagine, short-term loan is very, very expensive. So it's anywhere from 1% upwards. So in this example, we're going to use 1%. So what we're going to do then basically is going to be the 80,000 we're buying the property times the 75%. That gives us the 75% of the 80,000, which is 60,000, and then now we're going to times that by our interest rate. Our interest rate is 1%, right? So what we then, let's assume the works will take us about 6 months. So we're going to times that by 6 months. Okay, you times that by 6. That then gives us £3,600. So basically, from the day we lend that money, this 75% from the bridging loan company, the interest we pay to the 6th month is £3,600. Again, we need to have this money ready for when the bridging loan wants us to pay the interest. Some bridging loan companies ask you to pay monthly. Some would wrap it up on the deal and you pay it at the day you exit. But some of them ask you to pay monthly. If you go for the one monthly, you need to make sure you have this money ready, this total money ready to be able to pay for your interest in a monthly basis. For in this example, then, because we're converting the property from a 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom, let's assume that cost us about £25,000. So what we now do, we're going to put £25,000 here. So in this example, then our total expenses would be £55,000. £55,000 is our total investment. Right, that would be our initial investment. Okay, so our initial investment is £55,000. So now what we need to go, basically, we need to go out there, look for what the fair market value is. What is fair market value? Fair market value is the amount we think that property worth now after we've doing all that hard work. So we go out there, let's assume that we went out there, we looked at the market and we realized then property prices has gone up, especially if you bought it during COVID, significantly. Let's say now that 2-bedroom property that we've converted into 3-bedroom house, let's assume now it's now worth 164,500. So what we can do then, now we're going to put that 164,500 in our actual fair market value column. So what we now do, the bank will lend us, the normal bank, because what would have happened, we're going to move from the bridging loan to a normal bank that will lend us the money to allow us to pay back our bridging loan, pay all our interest payment and all our investment, and see whether we left any money out on the deal. So what we now do, basically, we're going to then deduct that expenses from the initial, from the now fair market value property. So what now happens, out of the 164,500, the bank will lend us 75% of that amount. So 75% of the 164,500 would be 115,500. This is the remortgage amount. So this money basically would go to your solicitors. Okay, the solicitors then will disperse the money accordingly. Okay, so what now happened in our analysis, we need to deduct our expenses or our investments. Okay, so what we now know, we know our initial investment was 55,000, so we bring that down there, and we know we borrowed 75% of the 80,000. So again, we need to work that out. We say 80,000 times the 75%. Okay, so that gives us the £60,000. So what we then do, we're going to deduct these two costs from the actual mortgage amount, the remortgage amount, the amount that the new bank has lent us to be able to shift the products to them. Okay, so looking at that now, you can see here the 115,000, which is 75% of the new value, 164,500, and we have deducted our 55,000, which is our initial investment here, and also we have also deducted the 60,000, which is the 75% of the 80,000. So we've deducted that from that. That then tells us basically we have taken all our investment out, everything, all the 55,000 which we initially invested, plus we've paid the bridging loan company, and we've taken all our investment out, meaning we've recycled all the money and we've got £150 extra. So our target basically would have been zero, right? So zero meaning you haven't left anything in the deal and you haven't got anything out of the deal. Okay, so which means that in this example we are £150 even better. Basically that what that means is we've taken all our investment out plus £150 to actually use, and this £150 here is not a taxable income because you haven't bought and sold anything to make that money. So basically you only made that money because you've added significant value to the property, hence the reason why you have that. And again, this is how you recycle your money. This is how I do most of my deals. Basically I ensure that I'm changing the use or adding significant value so that I'm able to pull my investment out so I can use it to buy more properties. Again, these are the sort of things you could use to actually recycle your money and buy lots of property. Again, if you're able to do this nicely, efficiently and consistently, you will never ever run out of money. Okay, so very important for you to be able to do things like this so that you'll be able to recycle your money to roll it over to an over deal. Again, if you're interested in things like this, I do property investment courses that literally teach you exactly how to do this, and also I'll show you real life example of my deals that I've done exactly the same method to be able to recycle all of my money. And again, you can book a free property investment strategic call with me, 30 minutes, absolutely free, to pick my brain or to ask me any questions to do with properties, and then obviously would help you start and scale your business and take it to the next level. Again, if this video has been really helpful, don't forget to share it with friends and family, and also don't forget to hit the like button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these amazing tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing the next video.